Good morning and welcome to the craft room. I'm Ellie Barnes. I'm glad you can join me this morning because we're going to look at another day of our 12 days of Christmas. We're up to day 9. How fast this has gone. Anyhow, today we're going to look at an explosion box. So what we're going to do is get straight down to the desk and get started. Enjoy the ceiling while we've got it. Oh, it's gone. There we go. So today, I want to show you what an explosion box is. And this is one I did quite a while ago. It's sort of together, but it's starting to fall apart a little bit. It's got torn on the sides there. But you literally lift the lid and it explodes open. And this one I did with a candle. It was very Christmassy again. I didn't do explosion boxes for the last couple of years, but I thought it's time we did another. So let's have a look how we make these. They are very, very simple. You need a trimmer, your paper trimmer, because you need to be able to cut and score, and that's mainly it. So I'm going to take some cardstock here. I'm using Poppy Parade, because what I'm putting in my explosion box is this little fella. Instead of a candle, I'm going to do it's a shaker dome, a mini shaker dome, and we're just going to pop him in the middle because I thought he'd be fun. So I'm taking my trimmer and we'll open it up because we need to measure. I need my paper to be 18.5. This one's a little bit smaller, this box, than the box for the candle because I need to fit the items a bit smaller. So you just adjust your size according to your item, I find. So 18.5 by 18.5 I'm doing. And then I'm going to score it 6.5 on all sides. And that's going to form our box shape. Now normally, if I'm doing a box, I would then cut one side and tab it and fold it in. But this is an explosion box, so we don't need the corners to join. So I'll put it back to 6.5 and I'm bringing my blade in and I'm going up to 6.5 on this line here. And I'm going to do the same here. And it will be 12 because I'm allowing for the 6.5 for the box and these are 5.5 wide. So I'm going to take it from 6.5 and cut. And I'm going to do that on all 4 sides because I'm cutting these corners out. So up to 6.5, that corner's out. Then we need this one. Well, I can put this piece at 5.5 because I know that's what that is. And my score line is right on the line. And then I'm pushing back to 6.5. And this one's going to be 6.5 to 6.5. We're nearly there. And this is 5.5 to 6.5. Now you can cut these out with scissors, but I find it you get a nicer look if you can do it with your blade. And that's that one. So you end up with a piece like this, a bit like a helicopter top. We then are going to fold these up with our bone folder. And believe it or not, that's the base of our box. So there's the base of our box, but we need to make a lid. Now the lid is more traditional box shape, and I'm doing the lid at 9.8 square. Now I'll explain why. We need, and then 2 centimetres I'm going to score all the way around. And then I'll show you the measurement in the middle. We'll just pop that aside for a minute. Well, I haven't checked I'm going live in the right place. I'm halfway through and I could be going live anywhere. Anyhow, here we go. So, what I wanted to show you is if I measure now the square in the middle, it's not 5.5, it's 5.8. You need your box lid to be a little bit bigger, and I did a bit of a play with it yesterday. I tried 0.5 centimetre bigger and it was too big. Then I thought I'll just do 2 millimetres bigger, and it was a bit tight. So I've ended up coming up with 3 millimetres bigger on the side. So it's 5.8 where this is 5.5. So I had a little play there to work it all out. Now I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip up the score lines on one side and then the opposite side to make my box shaped lid. This is how you would make the base if you were doing a normal box. And then I'm just going to make these corners into tabs. These bits that I've snipped. Right. Get rid of all those bits. So we'll fold out the lid and always burnish your folds, particularly for 3D projects, but for cards also, because it gives you a nice crisp fold line or edge. I must have done that one, so we've been round. And then it's just a matter of, I do 2 sides at once. A bit of glue and push that in so that the fold line and the score line or the cut line match up, and then do this side as well. And then I just hold it for a second, let that glue take up, and then I do the other 2. And I only put a bit of glue in the middle because it'll squeeze around when I fold it. Now you've got a few minutes with this glue so you can check where that it's nice and neat on your fold lines. And again, just hold it for a minute. Now you can, I think it was this block I used. Hold your, yeah, that way. You can do that while your glue is drying, and that will hold your score lines and everything straight. That's the box. So if I put the lid on, there it is. That's a bit boring like that, isn't it? Ta-da! Let's decorate. I might just put this on the other side. So I want to go down 0.5 centimetre all over, and I'm going to use 2 layers first. So first I'm going to do gold. So I know it's 6.5 on the side's height. So my gold line is going to be 6. And I need 5.3. And I need 4 of them. Well, I need 8 because I need inside as well as outside. This is where you need to decorate both your inside and outside of your box. So I need 1. And before you go too far, check that you have got that right. That looks good. So 5.3. Would have been easier if I cut the 5.3 and then cut it 6, wouldn't it? That's 3. Where are we doing? 5.3, 4, 5. I've run out. Let's cut this at 5.3. It'll be easier. Because I know I need a few things at 5.3. So now I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we'll do the base of our box first. So I've got 8 at 5.3. We'll just make sure they're all about the same size. Yes, that's the other way I check. I've done them all right. If you fold them together and they all fit exactly the same, you know you've got them right. And then I need 1 at 5.3 for the bottom of the box. I now need to put on these gold ones. I'm going to put this beautiful white paper. Now this is the Regal Distress Pattern Specialty Paper, and it comes in. Yeah, you can see. Comes in this white with a cross patch. It's got a cherry cobbler red with just a single cross patch, and then this beautiful leaf pattern on Pretty Peacock. So, but I'm using the white to match in with the white on my Santa. So again, I need quite a bit. So this time I need them to be at the length of let's make it 4.7 because that's the funny one. 4.7. And you'll find that's easier if you do your long sheet at that funny mark, because these ones are going to be 5.5. So 1, 2, 5.5, Ellie, 3, 4, and 5. And I need some more at 5.5. So let's do the 4.7 again. So it was 5. We need 6, 7, 8. Pop that aside over there. Pop this aside for the minute. So let's start gluing all these on because they take a minute or two. Where's my glue? They take a minute or two to dry on the foil. They can get a bit slippery and slip around, I find. You could use seal or tear and tape, and that would be an instant grip, but I do prefer my liquid glue because it does give me a little bit of leeway. If I put it down and it's not exactly right, I can then get it into the position exactly where I want it. So I'm just going to do them, and as I go, so they seal nicely, I'm putting a block on top. And what I do when I'm doing this and I have a heap is I do 2 piles. So I can then let them start gluing before I lift that. Yes, I did do 8. I'm starting to question myself again. And this, look, you don't necessarily have to do 2 layers. I'm doing 2 because I did it with 1 and I thought, well, I want it to be more fancy. It's better if you get it straight, Ellie. That's not straight again. Oh, that's looking a bit better. So that's 4 done, 4 to go. So these will go on both sides of the box, the inside and the outside. Now on the bottom of the box, I've just got 1 gold piece. I didn't cut a white piece. I played around with it again and I thought, because it's red and white on the base, this little fella, because he's red and white on the base, I found it would be better if I kept it at gold. Got to be careful when you lift these up that they don't move, so that it really helps him shine out. So there's those all done. So let's bring this in and put our base on here. Like so. So he's going to sit on like that. And if you look from the side on, it looks better. He actually shines into the gold. The stripes do. So it looks fabulous. I think so. I'll leave the top 2 and I'll start with the bottom 2 because they should be dry. So we're just going to go round each one of these. This isn't hard to do. Once you've got your measurements, it's really just a matter of cutting everything to size and sticking it together. And it's easier than doing a full box in an explosion box because you're not putting the sides of the box together. Now I am going to put the outside ones on, but I want these to sit and glue for a minute. So while that's all gluing down and that, I'm going to pop, again, something on them to keep them nice and still. And I'm going to bring my cutter back in. Now I want to do a top piece and some side pieces. So, what size was this? No, that one's too small. What's this one? So this is 5'2". what do I need for my top? I need it to be, well, it might be 5'2", 5'3". I might get away with that. And then I need it 5'3" this way. So let's do that. So that's going to be the top piece. Then I need it to be, this was 5'3", just, yes. I need it to be 1.5 centimetres for the side. So I'm just going to sit that there. I need to make sure it's sitting right. See, that's not straight. That's got to be straight like that. When you're using small bits, it can be difficult to get it to sit straight because you can't hold it. So one side. And what have we got here? This is, we can make this 5.3. And how many will we get out of this? This is where I try to use up all my scrappy bits for these sorts of things. Right, that's it. 1.5. It's 2 of them. And this one will be 1.5. I won't get another one out of that. But I do have some scrap over here. In fact, what's this one? This might have been left over. That's the right size, and that's the right size. So I think I've got 4. Yes, I do. Now I need to do some white to match it. Now I did this at under, this was the 4.7, so I know that's the right size to fit there, and I only need them at 1 centimetre, so I'm going to cut 4 of these. They are quite fiddly to do the sides of the box, and some people don't. They leave, I'll show you, they leave this part blank, or they put a ribbon around it or something. But I like it how it matches in. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I need that for. So did I do one for here? I didn't. Thank goodness we've got this piece left over. So we needed it at, what do we need at? 4.7 by 4.7, didn't we? There we go. So let's glue this all together now. And then these could dry while we put the others on. So, as I say, it just needs a minute because it's a bit slippery. It takes it a little bit. And look, just a line down there is all you need. You don't need much glue on these. I'm just going to do a line down the centre because that'll hold it in place. I'm trying to move them without... normally when I do this I just leave them still on the desk for a minute, but we need to get them out of the road so I can keep moving on. And lucky last, and we'll pop our block over there to hold it all down. Oh, we need that again, don't we? So now we'll glue these on the outside of the base of our block, base of our box. And doing it with the little Santa is going to make it a lot of fun for, I think, some child. I think I know which child in my household that will be, since we only have one. But it's just quite a lot of fun. And I will tell you where I got it from. But I'm not trying to sell it to you, but in case you want them, it does come with a gingerbread man instead, and they are at good old Kmart if you wanted one to copy exactly the same. But you could put anything in. I often, as I said, do candles if I'm giving it to particularly ladies. Now, that's done. Let's glue this one up. Put one on each side as we go. And what I'll do, so it sticks on the side, I'll put it like that while I do the opposite side. Now I've got it on the angle, I can't do it. I'll just go like that. That moved. That's going to be useless, Ellie. It's moving because you're rushing. Just leave it flat like I normally do. Nearly there. Now check all they're still sitting in their right spots. They are. Just going to put that on the top there for a minute. And let's have a look. Oh, that one moved. Sometimes they do on me. So there's our box with our lid. Let's pop our snow globe in. So, and we just go like that. But it's still a bit boring, isn't it? So I thought I would grab some of these little cutouts from the North Pole Designer Series paper, and I would decorate the box. Now, on this one, I'm going to put the dog. Now, he's a little bit over, so I'm just going to trim. I'll see if it just helps if I trim some of the white and off his tail and see if he can fit in. If not, I'll have to cut a little bit off his tail. I'm going to have to cut just a fraction off his tail, but that's all right. I've got to cut the other tail too. So he can sit like so. He's still a little bit bigger than I would like. Let's see if we now cut there, cut here. And I'll just cut another fraction off here. And let's glue him on. That looks better. And on this side, we're going to put this doggy. Now again, I'm going to trim off a little bit off his nose so his nose doesn't stick over so far. But I do have to cut his tail off. In fact, I'm going to have to cut his leg off too. We'll have to go here. So he will go on here with his presents, like so. So one's got a letter, one's got presents. There's a little bit of the paper still there. Bit of glue all over. And pop him on. And on the other two sides, I'm going to put trucks. Delivery trucks. And this truck's delivering presents. Oops, stuck to my finger. And this truck's delivering a Christmas tree. Now this, as I said, it's not hard to do at all. Now while they dry for a minute, on here I'm going to put a letter, and I also want to put some ribbon, a bow. Now this is my new idea on how to, let me just close this for a minute, on how to keep my ribbon all together. I was using some masking tape, but the ends would get a bit sticky and I'd have to cut it off. So then I tried the rubber band method, but then I had trouble getting the rubber band off each time. So I decided I would just cut a small tab of paper and I can pull that off quite easily. So there's a hint after playing around with ribbon for quite a while. That's how I've come up with it. And I just hold the tab again to put it back on. And I just put it back on over the ribbon itself. And because I've got that tab, it doesn't then slide into, do it on the camera, into the sides, and it holds the ribbon in place. So on here I want to make a little bow. Now this could take a bit of fiddling. If I can get that to turn so the shiny side's up, I'll be even happier. That's not too bad, except it's a bit big. I think we'll put this down here and this on the side here. What do you think? Oh, you've made them too, Liz. I love making these because people don't expect it and they get quite surprised. And you can put all sorts of things. I've done mini Christmas cakes in them using the tea light candles as well. I did one for a 70th birthday, but it was several layers. Now with that, I'm going to put that on with a couple of glue dots, that ribbon. So I'm just going to put, I'm using a couple because kids are going to be playing with this. So I want to make sure things are a bit stuck on. And let's do our ribbon with a bit of flair. There we go. So there's the lid of our box done. Now we'll do the outside of our box. Now, you've got to remember that the top little bit of your box is covered. So your parcels or your pictures have to go down towards the bottom, like so. And it's just a matter of gluing these on. And I just glue them on this way, and that way. I mean, I could have put anything on this outside here. Could have been more animals delivering letters, but I just thought this was cute, these envelopes. And I'm running out of pieces in that pack. I've used a few. And then lucky last, oh, what way haven't we gone? Maybe this way. Now, well, let's get some of this mess out of the road. We're going to turn this over. Now, I can hear people saying, oh, but this is going to move around. I put a couple of glue dots on the bottom here. Oh, I wonder if that's too far out. Oh no, that'll work. Just to hold him in place. A bit like when you buy something at the shop, it's often stuck on with something. Well, that's what I'm sticking him on with. And I think I'll stick him that way. So when he opens up, he's like that, if you can see. And look, those glue dots are holding. I'm not holding him, and we're almost vertical. So let's have a look what he looks like all together as we put him together. Put our box lid on. So on the outside, we've got little letters and presents and things. A letter on the top. We're going to open our box. We've got the delivery of letters and presents and Christmas trees and a Santa. So that's my explosion box for today. I hope you've enjoyed that and given you, again, some more ideas. And come on back to me. Right, it's back. Okay, I've been I'll be putting a lot of the measurements of different things onto the teacup stampers. So anyone who wants the measurements, you need to join the teacup stampers. Otherwise, I have the measurements. You could just email me and let's have a chat about it. Okay, let's, love your version. I also have made, a recipe book. Oh, I'll be interested to see that, Liz. You'll have to send me some pictures. All right, I'm going to go today. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to look at Christmas lanterns. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Bye-bye.